I'm praying that everything's going to go fine. But if it doesn't, I got to ask the people, do you trust President Trump? I don't.
The United States enforced a 35% tariff on select Canadian goods outside the USMCA framework, after a deadline set by President Trump expired. Unlike previous disputes, this levy wasn't triggered by failed negotiations or specific provocation. It was an automatic penalty applied as the clock ran out. Sectors like softwood lumber and steel felt immediate, severe impacts. However, the deeper concern became the instability signaled by these measures. The Trump administration recently expanded tariffs against numerous nations, often citing non-trade justifications, like India's purchase of Russian oil. Canada found itself politically grouped with China, labeled as defiant for not conceding to U.S. demands. This reframed the issue beyond trade. How should Canada respond to a neighbor with unpredictable, shifting rules and goals? Canada's calculated response: Prime Minister Mark Carney swiftly convened a virtual summit with provincial premiers and cabinet members. His goal was strategic unity, not symbolism. While Ontario's premier pushed for immediate retaliation, Alberta urged caution. Carney opted against direct engagement with Trump, signaling a deliberate choice for strategy over impulsive reaction. This wasn't weakness, but calculation. Canada wouldn't be baited. While Canada had previously imposed counter-tariffs and announced support packages, like $1.2 billion Canadian dollars for lumber in early August, the tone shifted. Top ministers, including Finance Minister François-Philippe Champagne, began signaling flexibility, emphasizing reassessment if it served national interest. This didn't mean backing down, but choosing moments wisely. To 85% of exports remain tariff-free under USMCA. Building resilience and refusing rush deals simultaneously, Canada focused inward. The government prioritized long-term resilience, boosting domestic infrastructure, creating internal markets for lumber, launching a federal office to fast-track major projects: rail, power, ports, and deepening strategic ties with Mexico, particularly on energy, minerals, and shared security. These were structural shifts to reduce U.S. reliance. This contrasted sharply with Trump's approach. He announced flashy, last-minute deals with partners like South Korea and Europe, featuring huge investment promises: $350 billion from Korea, $550 billion from Japan, and claims like a 90% profit split for Americans. However, these agreements lacked binding details, enforcement mechanisms, or credible sourcing plans. Analysts viewed them as economic theater designed for headlines. Canada explicitly refused to follow this pattern. Carney confirmed no deal would be reached by Trump's artificial August 1st deadline, calling talks complex and constructive, but insisting Ottawa wouldn't rush into a shallow agreement detrimental to Canadian interests. The standoff continued, with Canada absorbing the tariff hit while focusing on structural adaptation.